Ahem. I've prepared a wonderful slideshow today. Omocat. And autobiographical. Autobiographical what? You may be asking. It doesn't matter. Let's move on. Ah, here I am. Omocat. Wonderful. Wonderful. That's my name, Omocat. That's my age, 143. Just lots of funny coincidences with that number. It's the same age I'll be next year. And the same age that I was last year. And 10 years ago. And my birthday is February 23rd. Yes, I'm a Pisces. I know people are like, of course, Omocat's a Pisces. I'm a Pisces, okay? I know. All right, so let's continue. As I said, I run a shop called Omocat Shop. It has started since 2014, a very, very long time ago. At that time, I was 143 years old. So I'm an artist and product and graphic designer. I just do like lots of things in general, all the time. And yeah.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to be the best summer ever.
You bet.
Let me move to the side so you guys can see a little better. Yeah, so I also do important CEO things. Like, I also do important things like go to meetings and other stuff. Other things. Yeah. Running business, all right. Every day's pretty interesting, to be honest. Next. Yes, an exclusive behind the scenes look at the work that was done for the... What was I saying? The production, yes. So first on the top left, that is a draft that I made digitally for the intro sequence that was later traced over in pencil and then brought back digitally to finish. The characters here were also drawn by me. And I also put that video together, so I hope you guys enjoyed the intro video. And then I also did the art for the intro movie that you saw earlier. But the video editing was done by Nils, our friend Nils. And then the emotes that have been spamming in chat, I'm glad you enjoyed them very much. They're by someone named Icy, who is a friend of Nils. So thank you, Icy, who is a friend of Nils. They're really something else, aren't they? Pretty wonderful. Okay, moving on. Yes. So some things that you might know about me. We have recent collaborations. I know that's a little hard to read. With some, people that you might know. First is Hololive Production. So yeah, this is some of the stuff that we've done for them. I was able to interview Myth quite a long time ago, around 2021. So yeah, that was quite a while back. And really the Hololive collaborations are thanks to Maury Calliope, who was who was a fan of my work for a long time, which I was really happy about. And when I was doing the interview, I realized that some of the other talents also knew about my work too, which was really surprising. So yeah, that was really cool, and I'm glad to see that you're doing very well. So yeah. Oh, and we also did like a Fashion Police stream once with Kiara, but I was quite shy at that time and had not learned to speak yet. So it was a fun time. I couldn't really talk back then, but I'm better at it now, I promise. I've been practicing. Yeah. Mm, so yeah, it's very very cool opportunity. Next is Pokemon Center. Yay! We've also got the opportunity to collaborate with Pokemon Center last year. Was it last year? Last year? And we did 2 collections for them. One which was these jerseys, these colorful jerseys, and then these lounge kind of sweaters, which are sold out unfortunately right now. But I'm sure they're trying their best to restock it. So, yes. Yeah, the other day I was shopping at Pokemon Center and I saw my own stuff. And I got kind of like jump scared because I forgot that it was on there. But it's really nice to see. If you type in omocat on Pokemon Center, you'll see the stuff that I've done, which is really, really cool. Yeah, so I'm living my dream. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I guess you can say that we're doing pretty well lately, which is really, really great. And the reason why I have brought you all here to this meeting today is because I have a very, very important message. Invest! Stocks are up! The stocks are up! Invest in them! Invest in the stocks! What stocks? I don't know! Invest in what? I don't know! But invest! 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 Okay, let's move on. So anyway, as I was saying, it's a team effort. Everything we do at omocat is the result of not just my hard work, but the work of my entire team. If you want to know who they are, you can click right here. What do you mean it's not working? It says click here. Well, if you go on the omocat Twitter, you'll see a pin message with everybody's stuff there, so you can see who works at omocat. Love you guys. And they're also in chat right now. They're definitely in chat right now. Say hi. Yeah, so a little shout out to the team. You guys are great. Yeah. Yay! Hi, Omo team. Hi, Omo team. Let's move on. Yes, of course. Another thing that people might know me for is that I made the video game Amori. Yep, I sure did that. So for Amori, I did I was the director, I was also the artist, the writer, and also I was also the programmer for Amori. So I think that maybe a lot of people know that I did the art and I also did the writing. But I also did the programming, which is so you call it front-end programming. So it's just stuff you see in the game. So cutscenes, assigning all the faces to all the dialogue, and events, which is just anything that happens in the game. So like if there's an NPC in a certain location and then they say something, and then, I don't know, let's say there's a scene where Sunny walks up 2 steps and Aubrey turns around and says, I hate you, grr. And I don't know, Basil starts crying. Scene where Sunny walks up 2 steps and Aubrey turns around and says, I hate you, grr. And I don't know, Basil starts crying. And then Kel jumps up and yells free score from behind a tree. I could program a scene like that, yeah. Or, you know, like setting up sounds, effects, or placing, making music play at certain times, or making the music fade out here or there. So, you know, anything that you experience in the game is something, yeah. Not everything, but like a lot of things. I looked over a lot of things. Yeah. And then I also fixed a lot of bugs. I fixed thousands of bugs, and sat at ungodly hours every night, staring into many numbers and wondering why things don't work. And then it was just a mistake. One extra zero or something stupid. Normal programmer stuff. Yeah. So what else did I do for the game? I was also the video editor for the animations. So I made these trailers on the left over here. So this one that I made in 2014, and then this one I made in 2020. And then this one I was a video editor, so I made the animations in the game, and this trailer. But the art was actually the drafts were done by Minced, and me and Minced and Ems finished this animation on the right together. And a lot of the game was actually done that way as well.
Oh, hey.
Hey. I have a feeling this is going to be the best summer ever.
You bet.
How dare you, dude? Open up.
A simple app that makes trading easy? That's Smooth. Pay 0 commission on U.S. stock and ETF trades. And buy fractional shares with as little as $1. Because at Fidelity, nothing comes between you and the trade.
I had a lot of help. Yeah, so after the game came out, now my team and I make merch. Like these really cute plushies that people love, and we know people love the plushies. And we shipped out many plushies just a month ago for the pre-order that was up for a while, and then we're working on the next pre-order batch that we want to ship out as soon as possible. We are really trying to get them to people as fast as possible. It's seriously a scary amount of plushies. Like a whole factory is working on them every day. So we are trying our best, I promise. We're trying to get the plushies. But yeah, there's other stuff too. Like, for instance, this Pluto mouse pad, these keychains over here, the blind box, and then all these clothings that we made. And this is a walkthrough and strategy guide that was also a very hard thing to do. I think it took like 2 years to get that made. But yeah, I did a lot of me and a few of us put together this book, and Mince did a lot of the illustrations. I think most of them, if not all of them, the illustrations for it. So it really was a lot of work. Yeah. And Amori is a very complicated game. It has like a lot of different little things. So it was really a challenge to get everything into this book. But we tried. Yeah, and then there's also this like rock cap, which is something that exists in the game, and there's also tape. So yes, we're making lots and lots of things now. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm up to nowadays, making lots of merchandise, and this, I guess. So as you can see, I live quite a busy life. And for those who have stuck with the brand for a while, know that, well, that I'm a bit of a workaholic. So that leads me to this dilemma. This is how I look day to day on the left. Mine filled with much information, much thought, many things. And then on the other hand, it also seems that I've earned myself quite a bit of cash money, so that I can only not live my life comfortably, but also provide for people and causes that I care about. So I think it's worth the trade-off. Yeah. But for a very long time, the team has been telling me that I work too hard and everything is okay now, so I should relax a little. And I guess that's why I decided to do this for myself, to say hi to everybody and stream and learn how to talk to people. So yeah, it might be good to actually learn a little bit about me that's not related to work, right? Something that's just about me. So let's get started on that. What do you guys think? Let me get water. Be right back. Yum, water. Okay, let's continue. So about me. What about me? Likes. Things that I like. I like art. I like design, illustration, and fine art. So fine art is just, to me, fine art is art that can exist, that exists only for itself. I like all types of art, but art and design, design and illustration they can be used for different, they can be utilized for different things, and then fine art exists only for itself. So that's the difference to me. Another thing that I really like are good stories. So movies, TV series, video games, manga, comics, it doesn't really matter. Anything that has a good story, I really love. So yeah, I really, really, really like those things. I just really, really love good stories. I like anything that can keep me immersed in characters or setting. I like great world building. Yeah, things like that. And then for music, I really like jazz, city pop, Vocaloid music, J-pop and J-rock, and also American, I guess, alternative rock, which if I ever karaoke, you might hear a little bit of that. But yeah, I really like, I had a phase, you know, I had a phase in school where I liked rock. So I know a lot of songs. And then I also like animals a lot, so like cats, of course, but I also love dogs. I really love whales. Whales are, I think, my favorite not pet animal. And I also like koi fish, and I like tigers a lot too. I like any animal that has patterns on it, to be honest, but yeah, these are my favorites. And then I also really, really like nature. So I really like pretty landscapes and to be at the mercy of the elements and adventure. So, you know, things like, sometimes I'll just be like, let's drive up and go to the national park on the weekend. And then everyone will look at me like I'm crazy. Or, or, you know, I'd be like, let's go ride an elephant or something. But except we can't really do that. But I just pretend that I can. But yeah, I really want to do like all those things. I want to do a lot of things like that. Or like there's like these igloos that are glass up in Northern Europe, and I really want to see the lights in the sky from inside a glass igloo. So I don't know, I have very, very specific dreams about adventure. And let's see, yeah. Next thing is, these are things that I don't like. I don't like these foods. I couldn't really think of anything else I didn't like besides these foods. So I just really hate them. Yeah, it's really gross. I don't want to look at it too long because I really don't like them. But they shouldn't exist. And yes, they do taste like soap. I have the soap gene. It just tastes like soap to me. It tastes like I shouldn't eat it. Yucky. Disgusting. Gross. Yuck. Okay, moving on. So these are my hobbies. So I have just to preface, a lot of my hobbies end up being work related. So what I'm trying to say is that I have a problem. But let's continue. So the first thing that I really like, of course, is drawing. I really like to draw. Yeah, I like to draw. I also like to play video games. And then I also like to read manga. I like to write and storytell. And this is exactly what I look like when I'm writing a story. This guy in the middle right here. I also like to cook a lot. I cook pretty simple stuff, so like oyakodon, gyudon, yakyudon. It's like, you know, I usually cook Japanese food because it's pretty easy to make, but it tastes really, really good. And they all use like similar ingredients, so I only need like 4 things in my fridge, and then, you know, it tastes really good. So yeah, I really enjoy cooking. And I also like chopping green onions. I just really like how that feels and smells. But I don't like chopping real onions. And I also like to karaoke. I guess I just like to sing songs that I like during my phase. And, I really, yeah, it's a, you know, I just karaoke. It's nothing like super.
I'm Jamal Cannon. I'm founder and executive director of The Block, a nonprofit boxing organization. I'm originally from Lexington, Kentucky. I had a lot of pain that I kept inside of me growing up, but nothing let me express it in the way that boxing did. My mother taught me to use my energy to make the world a better place, and I wanted to pass that on to other people. Kids learn about our program through TikTok and say, this is something I want to be a part of, and they show up here. It's driving real life action that supports our young people. TikTok has pushed me to use my voice to do good.
When you look back on this day, you might remember the heat wave, or the strawberry shortcake slush float with crunchy sugar crystals. Greg, however, will never forget the homemade water slide incident. $2.99 strawberry shortcake snowball slush float. Sonic.
Wow, amazing. It's just, you know, karaoke. It's just fun. It's fun to sing, you know. And then other things that sound kind of boring, but I swear these are my hobbies, is product design. So when I go to a store, I really like looking at products, and I feel the textures, and I look at the color, and then and then I'm like, oh wow, how did they line this seam, or like whatever, I don't know. Yeah, so I look at products and merchandise everywhere, and I laser focus on it and try to figure out how it was made and things like that. And I also do that with interior design. So I'm interested in like how the legs of the chair are attached and whatever. Anyway, yeah, and I also like to collect. So I collect a lot of things. I collect art prints, vinyl figures, vinyl records, trading cards, like the Pokemon trading card game. And also I collect some skate decks, and I also collect Lucky Cats. I collect Manekinekos, so I have a bunch of them on my desk right now, actually. Yeah, and I also like building stuff, so like Legos and nanoblocks, and also board games. I really like to play board games. So yeah, lots of things that you can do at home alone. Well, except board games and video games, I guess. Onward! My favorite foods. So I know this slide is a little concerning. I didn't really realize how disgusting all my favorite foods looked put together until I made this slide. But these were really my favorite foods. The sweet potato. I really like sweet potatoes. They're easy to cook. That's a kind of weird looking sweet potato, but I thought it deserved to be looked at, so that's why it's there. And then I also like corn. Tastes good. I like uni, which is like sea urchin gonad. Usually it's not served like that, and it's also very expensive, so I don't have it a lot. But I like it when I do have it, and it's usually just one piece, not like an entire bowl like that. And then the next one I think is the reason why people are concerned. But that's raw beef, but I really mean like beef tartare, which is something that is served a lot at like Korean restaurants. Usually with pear. So you'll have raw beef and pear, and it tastes very good. So yes, raw beef, delicious, nutritious, part of a balanced breakfast. Raw beef! Raw beef! I also like papaya with lemon, and I like plain rice, so like rice with nothing on it. I like when it's cooked just right, so a little bit more water. And I also like dried seaweed. Very good. So these are my favorite foods. Delicious. And then these are my favorite drinks. So my favorite drink in the entire world is chocolate milk. I never outgrew that. I just love chocolate milk. I will love chocolate milk until the day I die. And then I also like regular milk when I can get chocolate milk. But really, chocolate milk is just very good. Can't beat it. Can't beat a cup of chocolate milk. And I also like cola, but cola's not like super good for you, so I'm trying to like cut down on it. Or I did cut it down on it, and which is why I drink club soda now. And I also like fresh orange juice, which is orange juice. Well, I like it when orange juice is from an actual orange. So it's pretty rare that I get to drink it because most of the time people don't put the effort into making real orange juice. Yeah. And I also really like green tea. That's what this is over here. It's green tea. And I also like chrysanthemum tea, which is this over here, which is just flowers brewed in tea. And it tastes very good. And it's very sweet, actually. It's like a very sweet, cute tasting tea. Does that make sense? It kind of tastes cute. Yes. And here we are talking about my favorite video games. Since the list is kind of long, I'm just going to kind of go through it really fast. Of course, people know I like games with good story. I also just like games for nostalgia. So these are just some of the games that I thought of immediately as I was putting together this list. And also, there's a lot of games here that I didn't mention. And in general, there's a lot of things that I like that I'm not mentioning because maybe I either had a time lapse or either I forgot it or, yeah, I probably just forgot it. Yeah, every few days I'll be like, oh, I remember that thing I really liked, and then I'll like look up and then be crazy over it again. But yeah, these are just things that I think are pretty consistent that come to the top of my head. But yeah, yeah. So I usually like story-heavy games. I like games with good story, with fun characters. I like RPGs. I like strategy games like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I like indie games like Yuminiki, Ib, Undertale, One Shot, and Valhalla. I like RPGs like Octopath Traveler 1 and 2 and the Mother series. Yeah, I like I like a lot of games. And also Harvest Moon because I really enjoy the fantasy of having a very fruitful farm life. It's a farm life. And I also like rhythm games actually. And I really like Tetris. I think the first game I ever played was Tetris. And then I also like, or I used to like MapleStory. I used to play MapleStory a lot. So yeah, these are the games that I like. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so here are some anime and mangas that I like. I like all the Ghibli films. My favorite ones are Nausicaa Valley of the Wind and Laputa Castle in the Sky. And then one of my other favorite movies is this movie called Tekken Kukui, which is really interesting because it like it's like painted 2D, but then slapped onto 3D models, and it's a very interesting method they use to make scenes in that movie, and it's just really beautiful. Yeah, so that's a really good movie. Pokémon Adventures manga. I just really like this manga. Yeah, good memories as well, and yeah, there's a lot of things. These are just things that I like. Shaped my childhood brain. And I also like, anything that makes funny faces. So like Yotsuba or like Golden Kamui whenever Aspira feeds them like brains and stuff. It's really cute. Yeah. Hina. And then for musicians, my favorite musicians are mostly Vocaloid musicians. I really like Kikuo. So when Kikuo did the cover, I was blown away. I disassociated for like 3 days because I was like, that's not real. Even though I replied to it on Twitter. I was like, okay, wow, that didn't really happen, did it? And then I played video games for 3 days. Yeah, and then I also like Nekobolo, Sasanomori. They're one of my favorite musicians. Mikido P is really good, and Muna, Fukawa, Honpo, Neru, and a lot more Vocaloid producers. And then I also like Eve, and actually I also really like Bowen. One of my favorite albums is Pale Machine, and I actually knew about this album before I worked on Amori, and I actually didn't expect to see a reply when I asked Bowen if my time could be used in Amori, but he said yes. He said yes, and the rest is history. Close. Yes. Yeah, and this is just a slide that shows some of my favorite fine artists and illustrators. There's some of them that are more famous, like in like a gallery setting, I guess, and some that are like famous online. Some of them aren't like super famous either, but I just really like their art. So yeah. Yeah, typically I like artists that have really strong direction, and are really doing something really new, or something that I feel speaks to me. But I guess that's like why most people like art, right? So yeah, these are just some of my favorite artists. Art is beautiful. Art is beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.